chase the pale blue ribbon where the wheat meets winter sky. A coffee cooling on the dash, a prayer that never dies. I've hauled the weight of broken towns, of rust and radio hymns, left lipstick notes at interstate motels with flickering limbs. The road remembers everything my memory tried to lose. The names I love, the lives I live, where morning stains the blues. The silence at first light can cut a wiser man in two, but out here dawn forgives me things I never learned to do. Mile markers like confessionals, each one a numbered scene. 1,000 truck stop photographs of who I might have been. Her voice still rides my mirror like a ghost I couldn't keep. We split our vows on counted lines and cried ourselves to sleep. I've watched the Midwest breathing grain like oceans in the wind. I've learned that dreams can rot or bloom depending where you've been. And somewhere past the shoulder where the jackrabbits go thin, I find a peace that tastes like dust and I can breathe again. If distance is a reckoning, then mercy wears my face. The sunrise doesn't heal a man, it gives him space. On the dawn's lonely highway, where the world is cold but kind, I trade my past for diesel breath and leave the night behind. Every mile that takes from me still gives me what I need. A quiet road, an open sky, a fragile will to lead. The radio forgives my voice, I harmonize with steel. I balance love and leaving on a 12-speed spinning wheel. The logbook knows my secrets and the weight my shoulders bore. The Lord of long haul listens when I knock on daylight's door. I am the man I learned to be when everybody slept. A pilgrim through the overpass, a keeper of what's kept. If home is more than coordinates, then maybe I belong where morning paints the empty lanes and makes me feel strong. I can't undo the exits where my better self turned back, but don't keep stitching wider thread through all my darkest black. On the dawn's lonely highway, where the world is cold but kind, I trade my past for diesel breath and leave the night behind. Every mile that takes from me still gives me what I need. A quiet road, an open sky, a fragile will to lead. Between two towns that never learned my name, tell her I found a gentler truth where sunrise broke the shame. I loved her in the rearview and I love her in the rain, but men like me make peace with roads we never meant to claim. On the dawn's lonely highway, I learned to bless the ache, to let the light rebuild a man from all he had to break. And if the world forgets my face, let morning testify. I drove ground, keeps secrets in its beams and dust like winter light. A cradle for the wheat, we lost in names, we said goodnight. My father's boots still line the wall, mud ghosts along the floor. The thunder from a harvest dance that doesn't sound no more. I carry fences on my back, I stitch the wire tight. The prairie swallows yesterday and stars the moon are white. The cattle learn our weathered prayers, the wind repeats them slow. Tradition weighs like heaven's plow, it teaches how to grow. The ledger tells of droughts and floods, of seeds that paid in tears, of brothers buried under sky and mothers mending years. The silo hums a hungry hymn, the tractor coughs a song. We bargain with a fickle God for one more week of calm. But grief is part of planting here, the price a field will charge. We give our names to open land and hope to leave it large. And in the rafters, shadowed ribs, a swallow builds a nest. A sermon made of straw and string about the stubborn blessed. What time erodes the hungry souls, we learn to love what weather chose. There are shadows in the barn, but they don't mean we're gone. They're proof of every hand that bled to keep this work passed on. We bow, we break, we brace the storm, we lose and then we start. The prairie writes our family name inside a beating heart. I teach my girl to braid the reins, my boy to count the stars, to honor both the fragile stalks and rust on working cars. We photograph the early frost as if it might confess why beauty walks with famine here and still we call it blessed. The barn doors breathe like ancient lungs, they open, let us through. They close behind the ones we miss and hold their echoes true. And when the market split our bones, we tighten up our hands. We've learned to lose and keep our souls on this eternal land. The harvest isn't only grain, it's learning how to stand in pain. There are shadows in the barn, but they don't mean we're gone. They're proof of every hand that bled to keep this work passed on. We bow, we break, we brace the storm, we lose and then we start. The prairie writes our family name inside a beating heart. Shadows in the barn, but they don't mean we're gone. They're proof of every hand that bled to keep this work passed on. We bow, we break, we brace the stone, we lose and then we start. The prairie writes our family name inside a beating heart. When I am dust, let timber hold the heat my shoulders kept, and let the swallows teach my kids the promises we wept. There are shadows in the barn, but they are vows, not graves. They're living proof that love endures and ordinary braves. So take this land, take all it asks and give it back in kind. We are the crop our fathers grew inside the Kansas wind. I stand where barges cut the dawn, where silt remembers knees, where girls once carved their hopeful names in cotton summer trees. The river keeps my teenage voice and cattails low and thin. It steals the gloss from photographs and hands it back as wind. I loved a boy who swore we'd leave on fireworks and wheels. We learned the current knows the truth our stubborn youth conceals. He chose a road that split our vow. I chose to breathe and stay. The river took our mirror life and taught me not to fray. Carried out my mother's rings and all her altar songs. It brought me kitchens of my own and women good and strong. It washes out the promises that shouldn't have been sworn. It sets a table by the reeds for every newly torn. The water doesn't apologize, it shimmers, moves, forgives. It shows me how a heart can break and somehow learn it lives. So here I let my letters go and watch them loose and sway, like lilies bowed at sundown when the heat has had its say. If loss is water, let me wait. The river teaches what it made. The river takes, the river gives. It drowns a dream, then lets you live. It breaks your hands, then makes them clean. It blurs the past to show the green. I learned to love what doesn't keep and find my strength in what runs deep. A daughter with her copper hair now skips these muddy stones. She asks me what the current hides beneath its patient bones. I tell her every leaf in here becomes a kind of bread. We eat the lesson, not the loss, and grow from what we shed. The Mississippi hums a hymn of ships and tender hearts, of Delta blues and wedding veils and vinyl torn apart. It hurts to watch it hold my youth and ship it out to sea, but mercy wears a moving face, it moves me into me. I bless the tide that stole my plan, it brought me back a better hand. The river takes, the river gives. It drowns a dream, then lets you live. It breaks your hands and makes them clean. It blurs the past to show the green. I learned to love what doesn't keep and find my strength in what runs deep. Mark the spot I passed and call it not a shame. The river takes, the river gives, and through its sake I learned to live. I let it hold what I outgrew. It gave me back a braver hue. So let it change and let me be a woman made of memory. taste the coal in every breath, though years have shut the shaft. The mountain keeps our birthdays marked in names the timbers laugh. We clocked our lungs with powder snow, our knuckles black as rain. We traded sunsets for a lamp and sang to drown the pain. The lift would cough, the cable groan, a prayer would prime the lift. We learned to tell the difference between a moan and final shift. Beneath the ridge our brothers sleep, their helmets rust like bells. The mountain swears to keep their sound in under stone hotels. My woman washed the grit from shirts that never came back clean. She raised our kids on soup and grace and Appalachian green. We tuned our hearts to mandolin and gospel from the holler. We counted thunder like a wage and begged the earth for smaller. Now storefronts blink with vacancy, the mine road turns to moss, and men who built the life we used are prized to scrap and loss. But Friday night still brews the air with banjo, smoke and stew. We hold our history like quilts and pass them down like truth. What cave consumed the mountain kept our echo lives where brothers slept. There are echoes in the forgotten ridge where widows hum and lanterns bridge. The dark ones paid our tables bread and wrote our songs in powder bed. We bow to those who dug our life, we carry them through every night. Oh, and I'm old but not yet finished. I can hear the foreman's laugh. I shuffle past the shut-in gate and bless the crooked staff. A grandson asked me what I miss. I say the men, the jokes, the way a dirty glory blooms when ordinary folks make something out of nothing, pull a daylight out of rock, and hold a town together with the music of a clock. He presses dirt between his hands and says he understands that some of us were mountain made and some were mountain's hands. We give the ridge our bones and breath, it gives us names that outlast death. There are echoes in the forgotten ridge where widows hum and lanterns bridge. The dark ones paid our tables bread and wrote our songs in powder bed. We bow to those who dug our light, we carry them through every night. Yeah. Heaven has a shaft to run, I'll lace my boots once more and meet my crew with whistles cry beyond the gospel door. There are echoes in the forgotten ridge, but listen close and hear the bridge from grief to grit, from dust to song, a people built to carry on. We are the coal turned into fire, we are the mountain's choir. Yeah. The corn rode elegies and husks the sun forgot to yield. The windmill clicked like aching bones above a silent field. Our family line runs fence to fence, brands older than our names. But drought will teach a proud man how to kneel without his shame. I walked the rows and prayed for dew, for cloud-stitched silver seams. I bought a tractor, sold my watch, and pawned a dozen dreams. Still sore remembers kindness, it just hides it underground. It keeps your tears like sacred ore for when the rains are found. The bankman counted calendar squares like vultures count the lean. I learned to turn my pockets out and keep my conscience clean. My daughter asked if fields can die, said they sleep in dust. That hope is seed we save inside when weather breaks our trust. The barn became a chapel where we blessed the ones we lost. We nailed our gratitude to beams and tallied up the cost. Some neighbors left for cities, some for shadows, some for shame. We stayed and rode our stubborn love across the Texas flame. When faith runs dry, the root stands guard. A harvest grows in hearts made hard. This is the last autumn. We owe the land, paid in callous grit and open hand. If sky forgets our souls, remember we keep the coal, we wait the ember. And when it rains, we'll understand why love was measured out in sand. A single cloud like widow's lace unrolled across the blue. We smelled the future with the wind before the thunder grew. I told my wife if heaven breaks, we'll name this season blessed. For everything we couldn't reap, His mercy's hidden rest. The first bad drop hit cedar post, a penny from the Lord. The children laughed like wild colts and every doubt was floored. We danced inside the cattle pens and soaked our Sunday clothes and found the faith we thought we'd lost was waiting to be chose. The land keeps count of all our pain and pays it back in honest rain. This is the last autumn. We owe the land, paid in callous grit and open hand. If sky forgets our souls, remember we keep the coal, we wake the ember. And when it rains, we'll understand why love was measured out in sand. As droughts will do, we'll greet it like a kin. For those who starve with open hearts, we'll feast when storms begin. This is the last autumn. We owed the land, we gave our names, it gave us stand. And when the thunder sounds our field, the buried kindness breaks and yields. We live by hope that waits and plans, by God, by dust, by human hands. sun buzzes like a memory above the chrome and steam. I pour the coffee past the sugar, hold a stranger's dream. A trucker hums a lonesome hymn, a widow counts the change. A kid with ink-wet knuckles writes a map to someplace strange. I memorize the order, same as faces left unslept. I keep a ledger made of eyes of things the quiet kept. Some nights the desert leans on us, the wind against the glass. We eat our eggs with angels who have nowhere left to pass. The jukebox aches for quarter songs they used to mend a fight. A soldier learns to hold a cup without a flinch tonight. I top you off and ask your name, no judgment in my hand. I've learned that mercy tastes like pie in towns that time unmanned. We close at 2, we mop the floor, we tip the stars a prayer. We share our cigarettes with news the moon already wears. If love is something ordinary, dressed in thrift store light, then I have seen it countless times in booths at 12:05. A diner is a chapel where the lonely learn to breathe. We set the table, bless the crumbs, and give what we can give. Cold nights in a small town diner where hearts defrost and steam, where broken hands find common ground, strangers dare to dream. I'm just a waitress with a key, but I keep hope and company. A letter waits beneath the till from someone driving west. He says the coffee saved a night he couldn't hold his chest. I pin it near the daily shift, a trophy made of thanks, a proof that kindness changes routes more sure than diesel tanks. The morning paints the countertop with sherbet desert gold. I count the tips, I count my breaths, I step into the cold. And though the world forgets our sign when storms erase the light, we are the glow that flickers on to help the lost through night. No one gets famous serving grace, but that's the greatest kind of place. Cold nights in a small town diner where hearts defrost and steam, where broken hands find common ground and strangers dare to dream. I'm just a waitress with a key, but I keep hope and company. Someday I should close for good. Remember table 9, a soldier laughed, a widow danced, and someone changed their mind. Cold nights in a small town diner, lighthouse made of chrome. We warm the world in little cups and send it safely home. If faith wears shoes, they squeak on top. Love is paid by a mile. the southern arteries where kudzu swallow steel, where whistle go stitch counting lines to something you can feel. A backpack full of day wages, a pocket full of dust. I mark my life by station clocks and towns I never trust. The platform says we know your face, the timetable says move on. I learned to love the kind of work that leaves at break of dawn. I am an old iron song that labor sings to bread, migrants on my shoulder blade, a home inside my head. I've painted houses, poured the slabs, picked peaches till I bled. I've laid new roofs beneath the sun that hammered like it pled. I've kissed a girl in Birmingham and left before the news. I've written letters made of smoke to towns I had to lose. The train's not jail or scripture, discipline of miles. It teaches hearts to travel light and measure love in trials. I carry photographs of eyes that teach me how to stay, by showing me that choosing them would starve someone today. You can't hold ground that feeds your blood, so I keep faith in rails and mud. On the train that never stops, I stitch my life in hops of moving prayer, a working song of how to keep me strong. I earn my bread, I earn the right to move ahead. If home is where you stand your pay and share your little wine, then home exists in whistle wind and hands that call me mine. Someday when age derails my knees and pockets cut their ties, I'll lay my head in someplace small with big forgiving skies. I'll teach a kid to swing a hammer honest, clean and square, and tell him, son, if you must roam, then learn to love your share. For trains don't stop for begging men, they stop where courage waits, and set you down where you can build instead of blame your face. I've learned to bless each leaving place. It made me strong enough to face. On the train that never stops, I stitch my life in hops of moving prayer, a working song of how to keep me strong. I earn my bread, I earn the right to move ahead. Fade, I'll hum their tune and build a porch from pine, a stillness earned by miles and sweat, a place to finally dine. On the train that never stops, I found a faith that tops the fear of roots too thin to grow. I am the garden of the go, and when I rest, these traveling bones, stepping stones. The porch swing sings a slower key, maple shades are thin. Your bicycles are rusted now, the chalk gave in the rain. I keep your names in freezer bags, crayon crowns and glue. A kingdom built of art and crumbs that smell like morning dew. You left for cities, better jobs, for lives I prayed you'd own. But even blessings bruise a heart that rocks an empty home. I bring bouquets to backyard graves where forts and summers lie. I talk to swings that creak like saints and try not to cry. Bus breeze a ghost at dawn along the gravel bend. I hear your sneakers on the steps that time refused to lend. Your room still holds your smaller limbs in denim folded neat. I vacuum silence, dust the sun, and set 2 extra seats. I'm proud of all the grown-up vows you kept beyond this fence. But pride walks hand in hand with ache when distance gets intense. So let me love this paradox, a garden made of bones, where flowers rise through childhood soil and make me less alone. If love outlives a calendar, it blooms in mother's amateur. I lay flowers on the childhood stone, a gentle way to bring you home. I bless the days that made you men. I kiss the air you breathed back then. I'm not alone if memory's grown. These petals are my telephone. When holidays come limping in with casseroles and cheer, I cook too much, I talk too soft, I hide the extra fear. You FaceTime from a higher floor with windows full of night. I see the faces I once fed now shining fierce and bright. I'll never ask you to return, I know the road you earned. But if you can, just call me first on days when I was burned. I'll meet you at the garden fence inside this Tennessee, where little boots once learned to run and learned to run from me. The past is not a prison door, it's where a mother keeps the core. I lay flowers on the childhood stone, a gentle way to bring you home. I bless the days that made you men. I kiss the air you breathed back then. I'm not alone if memory's grown. These petals are my telephone. Ancient tree, I'll show them where the forts once stood and set another tea. I lay flowers on the childhood stone, and somehow I'm not quite alone. For everything I had to lose returned as light in grown-up shoes. This garden keeps what time has flown, a mother's love in bloom, full grown. wind writes scripture on the grass the cattle learned about. A man becomes a small thing beneath this holy brow. I mend a gate with wire and will. I rid the storm's old face. I taste the snow that rides in June and call it sober gray. My closest friend's a pal of me, no wiser than my pride. He knows the way to shelter when the sky forgets a guide. Out here a heartbeat sounds like hooves and thunder with a soul. You learn to measure strength by all the storms you let roll. I've watched the lightning roll the ridge and drag it down to size. I've felt the silence after hail like truth without disguise. A letter from a woman warm still sleeps inside my vest. It smells like cedar bread and home things absent from the west. But loving land means loving lost. The wind collects its toll. I bury calves, I bury names, I stitch my weathered robe. And when the prairie tells me kneel, I do, and then I stand. Humility's a saddle that can tame this open land. The lessons here are fierce and kind. You hold your peace or lose your mind. Wind on the endless plains, it carves my bones, it clears my stains. I bow to sky, bless the ground. I learn to listen more than sound. If God speaks low in grass and rains, I hear him in these endless plains. At dusk the herds move like a hymn, the dark communion sings. I count my breaths, my debts, my thanks for ordinary things. A 10-cup bowl, a faithful dog, a fence post straight and true. A constellated ceiling where a man can start anew. When winter nails the throttle down and hands turn raw as rope, I mark the days with coffee, chores, and carefully stored hope. And though I dream of cedar doors and small forgiving eyes, I'll be here when the thaw returns to ride my next sunrise. The wind that steals will also spare. It strips you down to what you are. Wind on the endless plains, it carves my bones, it clears my stains. I bow to sky, bless the ground. I learn to listen more than sound. If God speaks low in grass and rains, I hear him in these endless plains. If ever I should leave this range, I'll pack a jar of rain to pour on porch steps far away when I forget my name. Wind on the endless plains, it taught me loss and gave me gains. I'll wear its silence like a crown, a humble king of open ground. And when I'm dust, the grass remains to sing my name in winds and grain. The shop smells sweet like patience does, walnut, oak, and glue. A summer of apprenticeships beneath the windows blue. My hands forgot their softness young, they learned to measure truth. That beauty's born from careful cuts and failures owned in you. I built more tables than I've friends, more cradles than I've tears. I've mended chairs for widows who outlasted 14 years. The grain will tell you where to bend and where to hold your ground. I listen till the wood decides to wear a gentler sound. I sign my name where no one sees, inside a hidden scene. A secret pact between the work and who I dare to be. My son returns on weekends now, he sweeps the sawdust floor. He asks me why I never chased a louder kind of roar. I tell him, son, the quiet crowns outlast the glittered kind. We build a life that strangers use and bless without a mind. A rocking chair for Sunday aches, a coffin smooth as prayer. A craft that holds both first and last with equal faithful care. The world may never speak my name, but someone's home will praise the same. This is the carpenter's quiet crown, a legacy in humble brown. We measure twice, we cut our pride, we leave our worth on someone's side. If love is work that won't back down, this is my quiet crown. The chisel sings a steady hymn, the plane exhausts the grain. I sand away the noise of life and all its cheap acclaim. When evening folds the window blind, I oil my father's lathe. I bless the dents his knuckles left, the map of honest faith. If one day I am too worn out to lift the wood I love, I'll sit and teach a steadier hand the tricks I learned above. And when I go, don't carve a speech, just pass along the tools and tell him he made ordinary things obey more gentle rules. The masterpiece is not a piece, it's years of showing up in peace. This is the carpenter's quiet crown, a legacy in humble brown. We measure twice, we cut our pride, we leave our worth on someone's side. If love is work that won't back down, this is my quiet crown. When the calendar turns gray, a final coat of gratitude for all I gave away. This is the carpenter's quiet crown, the weight I chose, the love I found. If houses hold the songs we sang, then let my name be in their grain. I leave you chairs that do not groan, sit down and call